Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2026, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 78 years of independence, and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030, and Viksit Bharat at 2047. As part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences, and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
पुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं पुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं पुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं पुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations and celebrations. And we welcome you all to the Gregorian calendar's English New Year 2026. And may this year be prosperous, joyful, and happy New Year to all the participants who have been attending this webinar series. So today we are also commemorating World Day of Peace on January 1st. Every year, primarily, which is a Catholic feast day dedicated to universal peace of the solemnity of Mary, the Mother of God. On this occasion, the popes generally make authoritative declaration of Catholic social teaching, CST. The theme of the feast has always been about creating a culture of care. The Pope and the Vatican Church stress the need to care and share tolerance for each other and to create a society that focuses on moral values and does not yield to temptation to disregard others. The benefits of a peaceful society have been emphasis of every year's World Day of Peace. But unfortunately, down the line, the at the ground level, people are very much deviant and try all kinds of practices which are deviant from the what it is being preached and engage in all sorts of activities like converting people, spreading hatred, discrimination against other religious practices, and so on. So let's this World Peace Day prevail. And a clear message is also sent at the ground level to stop forceful conversions and persuading people for conversions and spreading hate speech towards other religions. Today is also commemorated as January for the entire month of January this year, this month, January 2026. So we have heard of people going vegan, but have you ever heard of January? Which takes place every January, every year. If you like challenging yourself and the way you eat, then try it out. This annual month-long event encourages people to try veganism out of simply attempt healthy diet and life. Living a healthy, conscious lifestyle that does not harm animals or damage the world's resources is very easy. You just have to unlearn all of your old bad habits and embrace a plant-based diet. So throughout the last couple of years, veganism has grown from a dietary fad to fully fledged way of life for millions of peoples worldwide. It started as a way to eat and stay sustained without having to harm or endanger animals. And today is one of the healthiest and most popular ways to cook and eat. In the 1960s and 1970s, a vegetarian food movement emerged in the US as part of counterculture, focusing on concerns about diet, the environment, and distrust of food producers, leading to an increase in interest in organic gardening. From there, people started cutting out any product provided by animal, as the animal was most likely from a farm or an enclosure. While vegans generally abstain from animal products, some animal products are used in numerous ways. Different individuals and organizations who identify with vegan practice may use some limited animal products based on philosophy, means, or other concerns. According to the philosopher Gary Stanier, it is impossible to be completely vegan because animal use and products are deeply and imperceptibly woven into the fabric of human society. The first January, a combination of words vegan and January event was held in January 2014 and was founded by Jane Land and Matthew Glover. In 2015, the project received 12,800 signups, and by 2021, it boasted 513.663 signups. So, this is another testament to the fact that veganism has grown in popularity. Worldwide, people use Veganuary to try veganism out each year before fully committing to this plant based way of life. The origins of veganism, several vegan communities are established in the US predominantly. In Massachusetts, members of the Alcott House established the British and Foreign Society for the promotion of humanity and the abstinence from animal food. So members of the Vegetarian Society request that a section of its newsletter be devoted to non-dairy vegetarianism, later known as veganism. Faye K. Henderson writes and publishes the world's first vegan recipe book in 1946. Jane Land and Matthew Glover established Veganuary and host the first ever event driven by sign-ups from the public in 2014. British weekly newspaper The Economist declares 2019 the year of the vegan. So the Mediterranean diet, which is rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, and olive oil, could be considered the world's healthiest diet and eliminate all animal derived ingredients and replace them with whole grains, beans, legumes, tofu, nuts, and seeds, and replace all of your favorite vegan items with vegan substitutes. In general, vegans do not look any younger than people who choose to eat meat and dairy products, though many do you live longer, healthier lives. So you can find hundreds and thousands of vegan themed recipes online and cookbooks. So track down some delicious recipes, have some friends over, and cook vegan food for everyone. Vegetarianism and veganism were born out of frustration around large scale factory farms and the inhumane way these farmers would treat their animals. So take the leap. You can say you have tried it if it doesn't work out. And what's better way to try it than by taking part in Vajanva? Today is also commemorated as Z Day, is mysterious yet intriguing day that occurs every January 1st. It's not a zombies day. It's a day when the alphabetical order is reversed and the whose names begin with letter Z come in first all matters of alphabet sequence. Today is also commemorated as Universal Hour of Peace, which is marked on January 1st every year. It is an important day because it draws attention towards building peaceful relationships relations among different groups and states. Today, countries invest in developing sophisticated and lethal weapons that can obliterate entire cities in a blast. Universal Hour of Peace seeks to convince people everywhere that peace is more sustainable than violence and less expensive. The United Nations plays a vital role in promoting global peace and cooperation. When the Second World War ended, the United Nations was established to promote peace through cooperation between the member countries. All the member countries agreed to resolve international conflicts through negotiations instead of violence. Protection of fundamental human rights is also an integral part of maintaining peace and equality in the world. The UN has also been working toward the implementation of those international laws that strengthen the national security of developing countries. The idea of self organized peace has gained a lot of popularity in recent times. According to this concept, world peace can be achieved through the support of an effective, self organized community or network. One of the key elements of the theory is acceptable and diversity. All people should be treated with same irrespective of their culture, religion, age, or ethnicity. Various social networks and online communities have also emerged in recent times to support the concept of self-organized peace. Today is also commemorated as Sudan Independence Day on January 1st. In Sudan, it's celebrated annually to commemorate the independence of the nation from Great Britain. Sudan is the third largest nation in the African continent, and Sudan is an Arab as well as African nation. The nation lies between the Red Sea, Eritrea, Ethiopia, South Sudan, Chad, Libya, and Egypt. The nation is rich in natural resources, arable land, a young workforce, and agriculture. Until 1956, the nation was under the rule of British and Egypt. Ismail al-Azari was responsible for forming a government as prime minister on January 9, 1954. Sudan formally attained its independence from Britain and Egypt on January 1st, 1956. Today is also commemorated as Public Domain Day on January 1st every year. This is the day when copyrights to certain works expire, mostly 70 years after the death of last known author or creator, and the projects enter public domain, where it is freely accessible to everyone. This year, works like Disney, Winnie the Pooh will be entering the public domain. The significance of this day is that as soon as any content of work, books, poetry, painting becomes public domain, anyone can build on it, revise it, and add to new works or use it for new publications without needing permission. The content becomes easily and freely accessible to the general public, although the duration for copyright law varies from country to country. In US and most other countries, it's 70 years after the death of the last known author. So ever since non-profit organization Creative Commons was formed, the creative works and making them available for others to build upon to share legally. His project, Project Gutenberg, under Creative Commons, is dedicated to digitizing and archiving public domain works, making them digitally accessible to a wider user base. The organization aims to transform as many classic works as possible into ebooks available to the public. Public Domain Day was celebrated at a conference level since 2005, and such conferences have been hosted on various dates in various countries, including Poland, Switzerland, Germany, Italy, and Israel. The first hosting and observance of this day as a proper day to celebrate works entering the public domain was in 2011 with continuous support from other organizations. The day was celebrated only in the US, cut the attention of the media, and has become widespread. Although observing this day became a practice in many countries and was hosted by various other NGOs, the first practically significant public domain days in America was celebrated in 2019, as it was the first year when the copyrights of classical and meaningful works would expire. Today is also commemorated as Polar Bear Plunge Day in US. It's not for the faint of heart or the very timid. Ice swimming is for the bold and daring. Plunging into January's frigid waters is nothing short of a most insane yet invigorating way to celebrate the first day of every new year. Those courageous, some might say foolish souls who don't swim, trunks and bikinis to splash their way into icy cold water. The two in winter waters claim they are freezing for a reason, usually to raise money for a good cause. Then again, there are polar bear swimmers who just like the idea of doing something wild and crazy that doesn't involve alcohol to kick off the